I was just getting all the stuff pulled up,
Yeah.
Pages and pages of things.
Jesse, Dell's asking what genre of game should he play tonight?
He should play his request because we didn't choose it for the show.
How about a it's got to be something fun. A shooter, but the shooter, it's got to be one of those where the main character cusses a lot for no reason. So one of those kind of games, like Bulletstorm or Duke Nukem or something
Pac-Man
like that.
2.
Back where they were all like super edgy.
Pac-Man 2.
Pac-Man 2.
Yeah, or Pac-Man 2.
I don't know what I want more: a Pac-Man first-person shooter, or a Pac-Man game where he curses a lot. Because I'm imagining like first-person shooter where you pass by like a glass enclosure and you just see this round yellow ball holding like an assault rifle. Alternatively, I'm just imagining a Pac-Man game where you like eat all of the ghosts. Like, yeah, chomp that motherfucker.
Why can't it be both?
Exactly. Sounds like the game that needs to be made.
People are clamoring for bloody Pac-Man.
Wouldn't a Pac-Man first-person shooter just be Pac-Man with, the positron glider from Ghostbusters?
Yes.
I mean, it's a Pac-Man shooter, but he's still hunting the ghosts, so.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking he wouldn't be shooting much, he'd be eating things. So
yeah, Matt Hazard will work.
He would have to be eating things and shooting things. Yeah.
So, like...
Isn't Matt Hazard like 20 years old now? Or 30? No, 10 years. No, I'm doing it backwards.
Okay, it's 2019 now.
So yeah, 10 years.
It's 1999, 10 years ago.
A first-person shooter starring Pac-Man, and it's basically Doom, but instead of the chainsaw, he's got like a fork that sticks out to like pull stuff into his mouth.
I also like that.
Ooh, a Pac-Man game where you have to catch, skin, cook, and eat the ghost. like you have to very realistically
skin.
Very
like where your head's at, John.
Prepare it. Like you have to eat the ghost one bite at a time, like in VR with your hands. I'd play that once.
I know you would, John.
How does one skin a ghost? You got to figure that out. That's the goal of the game.
You just kind of like
you
yank
take the blanket off.
Yeah, because the sheet is the skin.
Right.
Your task is skin this ghost. How do I do that? Bye. Come back when you skin the ghost.
Let me show you.
No, we're thinking in terms of like a video game. So it's just you must skin this ghost. Select option. How do I skin ghost?
That sounds
Answer.
Dot. That sounds like the kind of thing a dad would have his kid go do when he just wants to be left alone for a while. Like, hey,
it's
skin
ghost.
3 billboards.
Jerking off.
You gotta skin this ghost, and then we're gonna go catch some sandpipers.
Because like ghost skin is probably a lot like cum. So
okay, let's get the show started. Are you guys
okay? If you insist.
Are you guys ready for me to do a countdown?
This was going into an interesting place.
Just getting to the ghost cum tip off, but here we go.
All right. So are you ready for the countdown? It's coming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Gabe That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan. Say hey.
Friends.
I'm sorry. John Goldman said hey. We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got David Fleming. Say hey.
Friends.
Well done. Yeah. We really got to get you a soundboard one of these days. Welcome to Game That Tune, everybody. If this is your first time joining us, you are in for some fun tonight. What we do around here is we listen to video game music. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We try and guess the games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We goof off. We have fun. The winner at the end of the night picks a theme for the next episode and plays their bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the fantastic David Fleming. Fantastic Fleming. I'm going to use that as his nickname, as though we've always used it. And he got to pick the theme for tonight's episode. So, Fantastic Fleming, what is the theme for tonight's episode?
Tonight's theme is sequels.
Indeed. No elaboration necessary.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory.
We could. I feel like we had a hard time defining prequel. Sequel is very easily defined. That one's pretty straightforward. Like a game that comes after another game.
Series, don't use it. Is it
right?
A second, third, fourth, etc. game in a series? Yeah, it's fair game.
Right.
We're really glossing over the hours and hours of group chat we had defining exactly what a sequel is, guys. All right.
Okay, admittedly, it was like 20 seconds of group chat and then hours and hours of sharing that noise gif and that my man gif.
Yeah. I mean, that's all our group chat's ever been. But yeah, a group of Doorcasters like us, it's easy to get into minutia. Like, well, wouldn't Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, be a sequel to Super Mario Brothers? And it's like,
yes.
Oh, I hope we haven't gotten that deep into this.
It depends on if it's canon or not.
Exactly. So expect plenty of canon chat on tonight's fantastic sequel-themed episode of Game That Tune. We've got some great games coming up. We got great songs, great fan requests tonight. I think we're breaking into a new series with our fan request tonight. So I think it's going to be a good show. And Johnny, let's get this sequel parade going with a big old number 2.
Game 1.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right. So the maximum speed of the car indicated in the game is in the Japanese version it's 341 kilometers. In the European version it's 682 kilometers, and in the North American version it's 682 miles per hour.
All right.
All right. I know this one's a tricky one, but I feel confident that we'll at least get a dick picture. Oh shit, no we didn't. Oh shit, no we didn't twice. And oh. Okay, so John said Outrunners, which was kind of close, and David and Johnny said Outrun 2019. That's today, baby.
Is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's correct. Sorry. I was excited. I didn't expect you guys to get it.
So I'm amazed, and I just want to get out front and get this out of the way. I didn't realize they had made 2018 other Outrun games.
Well done, David. That's
pretty good.
Give him the Joke of the Night award. We
Game
can't find that. Thank you.
I just, like I said, I just wanted to get it out of the way. Okay, now we can discuss the game.
So yeah, I didn't realize they made a new Outrun game this year.
So this is weird. This game was made in 1993, yet is a surprisingly very accurate 2019 representation. You're driving around in your rocket car, and you're hitting ramps and flying over other cars, and it's like Tuesday.
That's my morning commute to work.
Mm-hmm.
Driving through the streets of Baltimore, flying over other cars by hitting like ramps and shit.
Yeah, and you take one of 6 different paths, and maybe you get to work, maybe you get to the beach.
Yeah. Either way, it's all fun. And sometimes you like fly off of these weird see-through glass bridges and hit what I thought was water, but doesn't splash. So you just kind of roll around and bounce back up onto the track.
Yeah, so wait, is it like a hoverboard? Like you can kind of go over water, but you got to have the power? Or are these cars with wheels that,
They look
I
like
should know
they
this
have
because it's
wheels.
2019.
Yeah.
I know what a car is.
Yeah, you just go out, look in your garage, and check out your cool looking, almost Batmobile looking car
Right.
with the and every time you go out, go to work, you start off in this big tunnel. So it was like just black, and then you see the road in front of you, and then once you get to maximum speed and the booster starts flying out of the back thing that's on your car, just like
Right.
in real life, then it opens up, you come out, and then there's like trees and stuff, and you're just zooming around the road.
Yeah, see, my
Tuesday.
problem is that what threw me was the speed because as a new parent, I'm not driving my rocket car these days. I'm driving my
Oh,
rocket
yeah.
CRV.
Okay.
It tops out at more like 400 miles an hour, not 682.
I
God,
could see
like,
where that would, yeah.
I've forgotten all about single life and just going out there and jetting around in my 682 mile per hour car.
Yeah.
I like
fast
how
times in Tallahassee.
I like how the car gets faster in each region. 'Cause, like I don't fully understand why they doubled the number from Japan to Europe. I understand just taking the same number and going to miles per hour, although that is 682 miles per hour is like 1,100 kilometers an hour. Like it's ridiculously fast compared to the Japanese version at a paltry 682 kilometers an hour.
I know, like 682 miles per hour is like faster than the cruising speed of most jets. Like, yeah,
that's how we do in America, baby.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be from Jacksonville to New York in 2.5 hours. You play Outrun 2019, baby.
I feel like
take
Japan
6 different paths, and you could end up anywhere in the country.
Or the
I feel
ocean.
like Japan was going for a more realistic interpretation of the future. They're like, yeah, we're going to be going fast, but not that fast. And America's like, fuck it, 1,000 kilometers. Whoa.
We don't know how far that is, man.
What's a kilometer?
Yeah. What now?
That European dude was saying something about it. They doubled the speed. Fuck that. Quad that shit.
Give me the double.
As the one person on this show who takes public transit, I honestly feel like I'm missing out. Like, I wish my trains were going 600 miles an hour every day.
No, you don't.
I'd get to work in no time.
No, I think when a train goes 600 miles per hour, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's a certain point where things just start incinerating if they're close enough to a thing going that fast. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's why you have to step away. Like, they make that announcement, the train's approaching, step away from the doors. Yeah. They don't want to burn your face off.
I'm pretty sure, like...
Stand clear of the incineration zone, please.
700 miles an hour, I mean, that's like 3/4 of speed of light, right? Like, that's going to be a real problem.
It's pretty close. Oh god, yeah, we're gonna start breaking dimensional barriers pretty soon. It's gonna be all fucked up. It's gonna be all kinds of just like Spider-Verse situations and shit.
Yeah.
Like, the Outrunner verse is just it's dangerous territory. Like when things are zipping around that fast, they're oh man. The incinerations and the collisions and the mutations.
I forgot about the mutations.
Yeah, you don't even know what effect it's going to have on your atoms, man.
You don't even know if it's a train anymore.
So I understand this is a sequel to the Outrun series, but is it a prequel to any X-Men things? Or these 1,000-mile-per-hour cars flying around at 3/4 the speed of light, shifting everyone's atoms around and causing mutations. What's happening right now?
Can we go back to the idea of the Outrun verse? Because I kind of want to play an Outrun game that just brings in cars from every Outrun game before, and it's literally just like 4 versions of the exact same car and then a rocket car, and there's no other differences.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I'm so into that, man. The OCU is something that needs to happen. Like, yeah, Outrunners Endgame needs to fucking happen. I would love that. Like, oh, you get like the 86 Ferrari thing, and then like the 88 Ferrari in the same game. Eventually, you get the rocket Ferrari. It's it's untapped market, quite frankly. Like,
maybe
people
they
need
could
to
even get a crossover with the Hornet, who doesn't even drive, just rears up on its back wheels and starts punching the other cars.
Dude, yeah. Every now and then it just flies by, blaring rolling start, and just confuses you. It's these games are fantastic. Yeah, so that's totally an accurate description of everything that goes on in Outrun 2019, a game I legit thought, like when Jesse said, I'm like, oh, cool. They just released like a new Outrun game on the Switch. I didn't know this was a thing from 25 years ago. And yeah, it sounds like they got their predictions right. It's like Back to the Future 2. Outrun 2019 was just, throwing things at the wall, and a lot of it stuck. I mean, here we are. It's good times. Who's the president in Outrun 2019? No, wait, let's not talk about that.
It's
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan.
It's the Hornet car. Yeah. 86 Ferrari's the president. The car from Outrun? Oh, cool.
I'm cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm all about some Maffa. Making America fast again.
Yeah.
For some reason, I get the feeling that the 86 Ferrari's running mate is a monkey of some kind. Like, I don't know why it's just the vice president is going to be a monkey.
The Outrun series would benefit from increased monkey presence. Everything would, quite frankly. I've gotten back in touch with my monkey side today thanks to that new Pokemon Direct. It's like, look at that baby leaf monkey. Like,
grass monkey.
Just ticking my monkey box right there. I'm in. Throw it in the car.
When you've got a fast car game and you throw a monkey in the trunk, you're basically just making a speed racer game at this point.
Oh, yeah. Chim Chim.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I think that it's going to be a monkey, because it's Speed Racer.
Right.
Narrowly defeating the opposite candidate X.
They should absolutely make a Outrun cross Speed Racer would be a pretty fantastic set of games. But anyway, Jesse, I assume you have nothing of actual substance to say about this game.
Well, no, it's actually a pretty decent game as far as.
Of course it is.
I guess it's not really a racing game, except you're racing against the time, I guess. So it's more of a driving game.
Yeah, you're racing against the monotony of your everyday life. You're jumping in that car and you're driving till you get to that last wave, man.
But the box art is really pretty. Like, if you'd probably want to hang it on your wall or something. It does look really cool.
I love it.
And but the game is pretty okay. Soundtrack is banging.
I'd say, do they have remixes of the previous Outrun tracks? Because none of those were really touching like Magical Sound Shower or anything like that. Like,
well, yeah, but
it's not my Outrun. Yeah, who knew? I didn't know I had an Outrun, but I just found out. Turns out I do. I need the same songs remixed repeatedly. Otherwise, it's just some weird futuristic Outrun that I haven't heard of. But yeah, excellent pick. Good soundtrack, and what a fucking bizarre tangent to start everything off on. I love it. So that bodes well for the rest of the evening. Johnny, let's keep it rocking into the future, man. Turn the rocket booster on.
Game 2.
All right. A lawsuit was actually filed against this game's publisher, alleging that they illegally used the song You're So Cool from the film True Romance in advertising for the game. The case was dropped 6 days later when it was revealed that the advertising agency had actually licensed the song. All right, guys, let's let's see some answers. All right, we have everybody says Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, which is correct. We have a hat trick.
Friends.
Oh wait.
Got our first friends of the night. Excellent.
So yeah, this is a game that I think a long time ago we said we wouldn't do, right? Because somebody kept spamming us about it.
Dude, yeah, I'm really glad you finally got this on the show. If for no other reason than to try to remember who that was. But no, there's
I think
we
banned
made
him.
we made a solemn no TTYD pledge like last year, because turns out that there's some annoying kids on YouTube that don't know when it's appropriate to spam guys recording a live podcast, and we didn't take it very well. So whoever you were, kid, I hope you're still listening because it's here. It's finally here.
He's probably
It's
not
Paper Mario
because we banned him.
Well, he could be just listening and not chatting, John.
He
just
probably
be
said,
sitting
"Fuck
there.
those guys," and never came back.
Every week he tuned in, like, I know they don't like me, but they're bound to play the 1,000-Year Door. Like, it's gonna happen.
It has to happen.
Right, exactly. I'm going to learn everything about these men, and I'm going to take their lives if they don't one day play the 1,000-Year Door. It's he was playing the long game on us, John. He's always in the shadows. We need to go into our YouTube things and see who we've banned because it's very few people.
Well, we've banned quite a lot. Remember all those Mafia game spam bots that kept coming in?
Oh well, yeah.
That's gonna
But,
make
like real people. The Mafia bots, the Mafia bots weren't making requests. They just really wanted us to play Mafia games.
Did they start out as level 1 crook bots?
Probably.
Thank you, David.
So this is Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door for the GameCube. Who here has played it?
Yep,
Okay, David's played it. That's great because David, I have not played it.
What?
Wait, whoa, hang on. You mean a Mario game on GameCube you haven't played? Surely you jest.
Yeah, John, come on, man. This is everything that defines right up your alley. I mean, it's storybook style, it's Mario characters, it's RPG. I mean, this game's got you. It's on the GameCube. Like
I've said multiple times on the show, I love games with complicated story points for me to remember between play sessions. That's my favorite feature in any video game.
The beauty of it, John, is you say that, but like it's not terribly complicated. This game, like the Paper Mario stories, they're pretty little kid stories. I mean, I'm sure there's some weird fucked up shit going on in the background, or maybe I'm attributing Kirby things to it. Maybe Paper Mario really is just straightforward storybook stories. But you probably could have gotten away with playing this one.
Am I the I was going to make a point, but I was distracted by John drinking from his bottle of wine.
Yeah, it's one of those nights. I didn't want to dirty a glass. And, I got a lot of drinking to get done.
Oh God, we're talking about Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. Glug glug glug.
Exactly. Oh, David's he's gonna go off. He's got points to make. He's got characters to reminisce about. I am going to chug at least one bottle of Trader Joe's wine. So, no, David, you are the only person here who's played it. All that I know about this game is I've heard a few people complain that it has a little bit too much backtracking. And other than that, I just never really got into the Paper Mario series. So tell us what's great, David.
Here's the irony. I only played about the first 2 chapters of this game, and I couldn't get into it. So I have not played very much of this game.
Oh, no.
I do remember that they really amped up the paper angle. Like in the first Paper Mario, it was just kind of like an art style thing. But in this one, like Mario actually is paper, so he can fold up into a tube and like roll around, or fold himself into a paper airplane to glide and get to like new platforms.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the game with Shadow Peach, where at some point Peach becomes like possessed by darkness and evil, and I think you have to fight Peach in this really ornate like dark ball gown thing.
I think you're thinking of Paper Mario versus DC Universe, but I'll check on that.
No, that's when you have to fight Peach Con.
Right. Peach.
If that's not a thing, it should be a thing.
Off to Rule 34. See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
God,
see, all we need to do is give Shao Kahn the super crown, and turn him into Peach Khan.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
David, I know we talk about things that you should draw a lot, but that's my new suggestion for your next thing to draw. It was fun thinking about all those Pokemon that came out today, but no, draw Shao Kahn wearing the peach crown, please. That's disturbing.
On it.
Gee. Yeah, thank you.
No, otherwise I've heard that this is like the best Paper Mario game. I don't know for sure. But it's got the same like turn-based battles, the same action commands. You get a hammer, you have partners. It's not Paper Mario Sticker Star, which is a good thing.
Right. There's a character named Rock Hawk.
Yes.
Did you get to Rock Hawk?
I did not, but apparently he's like a very stereotypical wrestler, like Hulk Hogan type character.
Yes. I'm just looking at him and I'm into this guy. Like, he just looks like a hawk that is ready to just grapple with you and throw down. And he lives in the Glitz pit. I mean, this Rock Hawk guy, he's straight out of going my way. He's my kind of guy.
And I also remember because this was in that weird like GameCube period where Super Mario Sunshine came out and kind of underperformed. So like they were pushing Sunshine stuff and everything. So the Piantas are in this game, and apparently they run a mafia.
Ooh, I like that. That's a really weird decision.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we've got these like big, jolly, happy, like tropical guys in their grass skirts. We should put them in Paper Mario. Yeah, make them a New York mafia. Excuse me? Okay.
I like it.
But again, I wish I had more to say. When I played it, it was like, this is fun, but I can't. It just didn't quite click with me. Maybe
right.
I feel like I should go back and replay it because I feel like I'd appreciate it more now. But yeah, the first 2 chapters were fine.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. I'm looking through like the Super Mario wiki, which is like easily one of the best dedicated fan wikis, and all the stuff in this looks cool. I mean, there's like a big pirate skeleton thing that has multiple arms carrying multiple pirate swords. That's dope. There's a penguin that's a detective. I mean, like there's a white Babam. That's just strange. I mean, I only know black and pink Babams. There's all kinds of cool shit in this game, but no, I just I'm trying to think of what was going on with me, and it came out in 2004, and I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like
I was surprised that you didn't play it because I remember you enjoying the first Paper Mario a lot.
Not to get too graphic on this podcast, but I enjoyed the first Paper Mario because my high school girlfriend enjoyed the first Paper Mario, and I could pull her away from the first Paper Mario to commit high school sex acts. And that is the extent to which I enjoyed the first Paper Mario. Like, I played it a little bit and I was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's turn that off. Like, that was the extent of my experience with the first Paper Mario. But yeah, it's good. It's charming. It's a lot of fun. I was always in a rush to turn it off. So no, I never really got that far into the series.
The first Paper Mario is great. It's charming. It's fun. Whenever I think about it, I get an erection, and I'm not sure why.
Exactly. I have complicated feelings towards the first Paper Mario. It's a part of my life that I look back upon, kind of wistfully now. If I could have made some decisions differently, I might have. Like playing more Paper Mario instead of trying to spend all that time, committing high school sex acts upon my girlfriend. And, her parents were always home. The door was practically open. It was, it was a dangerous game I was playing back then.
Do you think they wanted to watch?
No, I think they really wanted to know that we were playing Paper Mario all night instead of
do you think
all those
they wanted
things
to watch
I was
you play
trying to
Paper
do.
Mario?
That's a possibility, man. Her dad was a bit of a dork. But yeah, I don't want to continue down this path. I'm really sorry for getting us off on that diversion. But yeah, it's Paper Mario is it's a cool series. It's a charming series, and it's one that I wish I was more into. The one that I spent the most time with was Super Paper Mario on the Wii, and I think it's kind of like you with this game, David. It was fine. It came out towards the beginning of the Wii's life cycle, and I tried it. it didn't hook me. So maybe that's just the story of all of us with certain Paper Mario games. John, tell us about your experience, either fingering your high school girlfriend or not being hooked by a Paper Mario game.
Game 3.
Well done. All right. So this is our fan request for the evening. This one comes to us via our Discord server from Dire Crow. Thank you very much, Dire Crow, for the request. And this game, this sequel, introduced some new gameplay elements, graphical changes, added several new objects to the game, including wormholes, switches, and seesaws. And it's also the first game in the series that gave a name to all of its stages. Anybody need additional trivia before revealing their answer?
Yes, please.
So this game was a sequel to a launch title for its system, and it was actually in development before the previous game in the series came out.
Oh, huh.
So they really were betting big on this one.
Back on that horse.
They were cocky. Some real cojones on them, some big balls. A lot of...
Come on, Johnny, draw that.
Seriously, John, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm drawing the balls. I'm drawing the horses they backed.
Oh, look, it's a confident horse. Jesse says Lemmings too. He is sadly incorrect. David has the correct answer. This is Super Monkey Ball 2. A GameCube exclusive that apparently they were so confident in, they were just developing it alongside the original Super Monkey Ball, which, if I'm not mistaken, was a launch title for the original GameCube. And yeah, man, what a series! As was rightly pointed out in our Discord server when this request was made, there was some shock expressed that we had not yet used a Super Monkey Ball game on the show. To which I say, I guess that's shocking. I don't know, man. Like Super Monkey Ball. Yeah. Thanks for the request. See you later. Man,
how different is Super Monkey Ball 2 from Super Monkey Ball 1? And the reason I'm asking is I'm wondering if they're basically the same game, but maybe just like different levels. Maybe that's why they were working on the sequel at the same time, because it's just like the same engine, same everything. It's like, let's make some new levels.
I'm sure that's a large factor. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Hey, so do you have the seesaws ready for Super Monkey Ball? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think they're going to make launch. Oh, okay. Well, I really like the monkey seesaw. We should probably put that in a game. So let's just make a second one. And wormholes too? Yeah. That's cool.
So that's what it's like. How different is this game? Is it just like an expansion with new levels? Somebody was not paying attention, because this game features wormholes and seesaws. It's basically a brand new game.
That's my bad, because John said it out loud, and then somebody repeated it in the chat for me because I didn't listen, and I still didn't read it, I guess.
Jesus Christ, John.
Wow.
But yeah, the Super Monkey Ball series what a series it is. Like it's I feel
Is it
it
still
epitomizes.
ongoing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't heard from this one in a while, but I think it epitomizes the mid 2000s one-time blockbuster rental. Um, I mean, or perhaps it more epitomizes the Nintendo system launch title of the time, because I think this, Super Monkey Ball launched on GameCube, and then they had Monkey Ball 2, and then Banana Blitz I think was a launch title for the Wii, if not like within the first couple of months. And like I gotta give Sega props for continuing to go back to this well, because you would think that I don't know, it'd be a one-trick pony. Like, there's a monkey in a ball, roll it. Like it, you'd think it'd be
It's
simple.
super.
Exactly. And the monkey is in. So that's my question, actually. Is the monkey super or is the ball super?
I think the player is super.
Yes. Should you choose to play Super Monkey Ball, it's super for you. But no, because see, I guess if it was Monkey Super Ball, and like the balls bounced really crazy, and you got them for 25 cents at the grocery store, that'd be pretty cool. But at the same time, the monkeys don't seem to be able to exhibit any powers from within the ball. Like there's never like a flame throwing ball or like a metal ball. It's a monkey. It's trapped in a ball. It's like it's cool they stuck with monkeys, but it seems like a more logical thing would have been like hamsters. It's just saying. Think of creatures that super hamster ball. I mean, seriously, like, wasn't there a Japanese anime featuring hamsters, Hamtaro, something like that? Yeah, exactly. So super Hamtaro ball, people would play the shit out of that.
That'd be cool.
But no, it's they are cool games. They're cool puzzle games. You move the stage, you don't move the monkey necessarily. So it's it was frustrating as shit for me on the Wii. Like I said, it was the one-time rental. Tilting that original Wii controller to try and accurately and precisely move a monkey wasn't working for me. But underneath the puzzle game, the stage-based game, was the real fun of these games for me. I like the party games, man. David, did you play some of these monkey party games?
No, I was going to go off on a different tangent, but please discuss or rather, all bananas.
I suppose so. All monkey balls. The party games were really a lot of fun. I don't have experience with Super Monkey Ball 2, but just tell me what doesn't sound fun about this list of party game modes: monkey race, monkey fight, monkey target, monkey billiards, monkey bowling, monkey golf, monkey boat, monkey shot. That's dangerous territory. Monkey dogfight, monkey soccer, monkey baseball, and monkey tennis. I mean, like, you put monkeys in the balls and you give them, you play some like party games with them. It's a blast. Like, not all of those sound appropriate. Monkey shot is way too close to something really terrible. And monkey dogfight, I'm sure, is a flying shooting thing, not an underground dogfighting thing involving monkeys and balls.
Okay, yeah, thank
Would
God.
they ride where the monkeys ride the dogs while wearing little cowboy hats?
Oh man, I'd be into that.
They have little 6 shooters, and very violent sport.
But yeah, man, I think my favorite was Monkey Target, which was just, what a bizarre game. Like,
which is the one with Solid Snake?
Oh crap.
Oh, that's Ape Escape, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Phew. Okay, I thought you were trying to get me to make a pun. I'm like, target, billiards, dogfight. None of these are Metal Gear references. My brain, monkeys. Aye, me. But yeah, Monkey Target was really fun. You had to roll the monkey down a ramp, and the ball like launches off the ramp and then opens up and turns into like a hang glider, and you have to like glide and put the monkey on the target and like land as close as you can to the center of the target. It was like a mini game that combined monkeys and balls with like Pilot Wing 64, and I was like, yeah, okay, actually I think that's pretty fucking fun. Like, this is good. This is good content. And then besides that, it's like, what do you do in monkey billiards? Well, you put the poor monkeys on the pool table and fucking knock billiard balls around with them. Like, it's terrifying. It's, those poor monkeys. But like,
it's like, how do you play monkey billiards? It's a game about putting monkeys into balls. Like, if you can't piece 2 and 2 together, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like that scene from Temple of Doom where they have the monkey on the table and they hit it with the hammer and eat the brains.
Exactly.
Whoa.
It's just like that.
No, it's nothing like that.
It's much
That's
more
what Monkey
respectful than
Chef
monkey.
is.
But I'm just saying, some of the games have a theme of like monkey subjugation where the monkey's trapped to the balls, and then others are more empowering to the monkey, like Monkey Target, where the ball becomes a hang glider and they get to like land and celebrate. It's cool. Occasionally they get to taste freedom.
Some of them don't. Some of them die.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, are you kidding? If you're not good at Monkey Target, the ball flies into the water and the monkey drowns. I mean, it's terrible.
God.
All right, so that's how we bring it back. Super Monkey Ball as a battle royale. 99 monkeys enter. Only one lead.
That would be so dope. Like Monkey Target 99, where 99 people are shooting monkeys onto a target. What a game. Like, seriously, all games need to be made into Tetris 99 versions of themselves. We need a fucking battle royale version of every monkey-based mini game from Super Monkey Ball. Sega's not doing anything else. They could crank that out. Like, it's just, it's a good idea. Especially if you make it free like Nintendo does with all their good ideas lately. Like, just, don't worry about money. But yeah, Super Monkey Ball is cool. I like that they managed to work the monkeys into Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. And I just like how fucking silly and just like, like I said, like mid-2000s launch title these games are. Like, they just, it's like, yeah, fuck it, try it. The Dreamcast is dead. Why don't we make a game with monkeys? Like,
I was gonna say, like, this came out in that weird, like, early to mid-2000s period for Sega where they were just like, you know what, fuck it, try it. Try everything. Like, we have a rhythm game where you're like a newscaster in space. Sure. We have a game about monkeys and balls. It's like a puzzle game. Fine. Here's a game with a little boy who's like rolling eggs around. Fuck it. Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Life is meaningless. Fucking make whatever you want. The Maraca game, make it into a monkey.
Life is meaningless. Do whatever you want or make whatever you want. I'm pretty confident that's Robert De Niro's like motto, agent's motto right now. That joke took way too long for me, and I fucked it up too much.
It's okay, and I feel like you said like Robert De Niro. I honestly, it took me a second to process like what you were talking about, man. Robert De Niro has been mediocre for so long.
Yeah, no, but it was Robert De Niro. My impression of Robert De Niro's agent, ring, ring, he'll do it. Like that's.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I was going, but
the guy's been done for a long time, John. Like, good lord. Like,
do you have any
Showtime,
more Robert De Niro impressions?
Yeah, you got any more other Robert De Niro hot takes?
It wasn't his impression. It was an impression
of his
agent.
You have any more impressions of Robert De Niro's agent? Because that's what the world is lacking.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, you're fucking. The crux of that joke is that Robert De Niro is not choosy enough with his roles.
Yes.
What's your opinions on Showtime, starring De Niro and Eddie Murphy, the movie that came out 18 years ago, John, when we all knew Robert De Niro was done making good movies? Like, give us your top 5 scenes from Righteous Kill, the movie that squandered De Niro and Pacino at the same time. Who's your favorite fucker, John?
Give us how you're literally just looking up the IMDb list for Robert De Niro in the last 10 years.
This is
it's all John's in here, baby.
Yeah, no, John's not looking up shit.
Fuck that. Fuck De Niro. God. Anyway, he had absolutely nothing to do with Super Monkey Ball, even though it'd be better if he had. If he had picked Super Monkey Ball, the movie, rather than Showtime. Yes,
that's what it was. Robert De Niro and a hamster ball.
Raging balls.
Yes.
No, we seriously just need a new Super Monkey Ball. That's a battle royale, and one of the unlockable characters is Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Okay. So before we, get into our discussion of The Intern and how Robert De Niro just decided to play a nice man, playing totally against type by just being a sweet old man. I think we should thank Dire Crow for the request. Thank you so much for the request. Excellent game with excellent tunes. And Johnny, let's get the fuck out of this discussion and into the next game.
Game 4.
This game introduced multiple new features, including online multiplayer, adjustable camera angles, and the ability to change lanes while in mid-air. Anybody need that trivia again? Anybody have their guesses? John, have you finished drawing your penis?
Wow,
Yep,
that
yep,
dick was
sure
up
have.
quick.
I gave myself a little challenge: draw a dick without lifting my pen.
It came out pretty well.
That's what she said.
All right, so John Regan obviously has drawn a dick. John Harrington says Kirby Air Ride, and Jesse Moore says Oregon Trail 2. Sadly,
be right.
all three are incorrect. This is Excite Bike World Rally.
Oh,
And a hush falls over the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd
Wow.
falls deathly ill. I mean, silent. Uh-huh. Excite Bike World Rally. That, It's,
This is the often overlooked and forgotten title in the Excite Racing series, which says a lot because the Excite Racing series as a whole is often overlooked and forgotten.
Right. One would almost forget that it's a series.
What game is this a direct sequel to?
This is a sequel to, technically this is a sequel to Excite Bike 64. The series consists of Excite Bike 64, Excite Bike World Rally, as well as Excite Truck and Excite Bots Trick Racing.
What plot
Why?
elements from Excite Bike
Excite
64?
See that that's a little bit of my sticking point here. Is like I know this is a sequel. I hope you can hear the air quotes. Hope my mic's picking those up. But in a more accurate sense, is this not just a fucking like WiiWare update of Excite Bike? Like,
No, it's a sequel. It's a new game in the series.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I know you'll allow it. I mean, it's allowed. The game is happening, but like, tell us what like differentiates this from Excite Bike besides just like graphics from 2009.
Hey, wait a second.
and the ability to change the lanes in the air.
Wait a
Like,
second. How could we can never not allow a game, because by the time we're discussing whether the game fits a theme, the game's already been played. So like,
Right, I know.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, if I could have issued a challenge prior to revealing the answer, I maybe would have. But I forgot to
Tell me
throw the
what this
challenge
game is
flag,
so
and
that
also
I can say no.
I forgot the Excite Bike series.
Which is a shame, because I really like the Excite Bike games, and nobody seems to remember. Like, at least like in terms of Nintendo franchises, like everybody loves Mario, everybody loves Kirby, everybody loves Zelda, and then like Earthbound and F-Zero have these like really rabid fan bases and everything. But you mentioned Excite Bike, and people are like, oh yeah, it's fun. All right, moving on. Like, but
Really, they say it's fun.
Excite Truck was really good. I just want to throw that out there.
Excite Truck was fine. Bots Trick Racing was fucking phenomenal. Like, I don't know, man. I've never met somebody that would be excited by the Excite series,
Well,
which is ironic given the name.
So here's the thing.
But
everything has a rabid fan base. Sometimes you just have to find it. So I think that David should take it upon himself to start the unofficial Excite series fan club and seek out the other fans and form that community. I think that's the problem. I think, is it that there's just not a lot of fans, or is it that there's just not really a good community for the fans to gather around? You see what I mean?
That's a good point.
The best part about all that is once there's a nice community, we'll get some really good Excite Bike Rule 34 drawings.
Yes. Spread your tailpipe.
Every time I bring on a game to the show that I'm excited to talk about, nobody else wants to, and they bring up dicks and porn.
No, let's talk about Excite Bike.
Let's find a common.
I think David raises a good point. I think the problem is that just because we're not into it doesn't mean that there's other people that aren't into it. David, this is a good, David's clearly into it, right? So,
I've been pro Excite Bike,
and
too.
maybe this could be the start of a community right here, right now on the show. We put out there hey, we like Excite Bike too. People listen, they join in, they reveal themselves. We start a movement, if you will.
Right. Yes. We need people to come out as fans of the Excite series. We need to take away the stigma. We need to let people know there's more than just the first game in the series, and they can be fans of the rest of the series.
Yeah.
They need to know that they can be comfortable being fans of this series.
So on that note, David, why do you like, what do you like? Just tell us about Excite Bike. I don't know what I'm going to ask.
So I actually I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed the first one on the NES. I never got to play 64. I did enjoy the hell out of Excite Truck and Excite Bots. But this one was kind of more of a back to basics approach, but it updated things. It added the shifting terrain from Excite Bots and Excite Truck. As you would go, it wasn't just the standard course. You could hit those power-ups and suddenly ramps would appear. Suddenly pools would appear that would mess up people. If you remember in the first game on the NES, you went to different countries and traveled to different places to race in these tracks. And all it literally did was just change the palette of the background because it was on the NES. But in this game, every track is in a distinct location. Fiji, you see the beaches and the coconut trees cast shadows on the track. You go to, New York and it's all in a big city and everything. And like I said, there was online multiplayer and that track shifting element from Excite Truck. Seeing that in kind of that 2D perspective, it was fun and it was enjoyable. And I mean, I enjoyed Excite Truck and Excite Bots where you just had to drive around and smash into stuff and you got that sense of power of wrecking it. But this one had more of that technical edge where it was more about the race and balancing your engine and not overheating. So it's a little bit, I don't want to say it was strategic. I mean, it's still just an arcade racing game, but it wasn't just fuck it, bash into everything. You actually had to plan stuff out. And with that shifting track, you could make stuff appear. And if you were behind, if you hit one and a ramp appeared, it would flip somebody over and fuck them up. there was a lot of enjoyment in this game.
I think if you're not comfortable using the word strategic, I think you could call it tactical.
I'd go with that. Yeah.
Now
There was a tactical element.
Do you think that the Trials series is a spiritual successor to the Excite series?
I haven't played a lot of Trials, but from what I've seen, kind of, because it is kind of that like time-based obstacle racing.
Now,
So I guess in a lot of ways, yes, but
what now? Can you expand on what this mid-air lane changing is? Because that sounds like, off the top of my head, that sounds rad as fuck. When you realize that you're talking about people on motorcycles somehow changing lanes mid-air, like what is that?
so like in the original game, you would just have to you could shift between 4 different lanes and all that, but once you were in the air, that was it. So if you caught a ramp or you caught a jump and you're about to land into like a dirt pile, you were fucked. But in this game, like you could switch as you jumped. Again, kind of adding a little bit more of that tactical edge.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird describing Excite Bike as tactical because it makes me think of a strategy RPG
Like
where you're just
military.
driving around on motorcycles. Yeah. With like machine guns sitting in like a sidecar.
I would play a Excite Bike where you like have to blow things up with guns. That'd be great.
That should have been a
Like,
power up in Excite Truck.
Excite
Like all of
Bazooka.
a sudden you just fold out
Or
missile launchers from your truck.
Excite Tank would be a great game too.
Excite Tank would be cool. But yeah, it was a cheap game. It was a download game. It was one of those like weird little WiiWare games that kind of came and went, and nobody paid much attention. But I really enjoyed it. And like I said, nobody really seems to talk about the Excite games, which is a shame because they're always consistently fun. And I wish that those smaller like eShop download games. Where, I mean, obviously nobody's going to pay $60 for a new Excite Bike, but I'd drop $20 on a new downloadable Excite Bike.
Would it be perfect for Switch?
It would be perfect for Switch.
I do wonder if one of the problems is that, you had the original Excite Bike 64, and then did this come after the truck one or before the truck one? Like, where does this fit in timeline-wise?
I think it was Excite Truck and then Excite Bike World Rally. And then Excite Box.
So I wonder
Wrong.
if
This is the final game in the series.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder.
Thank you for proving me wrong.
I wonder if introducing other vehicles kind of wrecked the series. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe they should have stuck with bikes the whole time. Is maybe why? Like, the truck one came out and people were like, "Well, I want bikes," and they left and they didn't come back. Right? That's my theory.
I think the problem was that the truck one came out, and then at the same time, better games came out for like PlayStation 3. Like MotorStorm came out and just fucking put Excite Truck to shame.
Mm.
And Excite Truck was a Wii launch title, and it was fine, but it was not excellent. And then they used the same assets to make Excite Bots, and they made something fucking insane and just like next level that nobody could possibly like penetrate if you didn't already have some knowledge of like this series. And then they released World Rally for the like downloadable service, and I just it sucks because clearly David's got some passion for it, and they haven't released an Excite game since. They I wouldn't, and that's my I apologize for my initial stance earlier. I was confusing this with something more like a 3D Classics release of Excite Bike. I thought this was just like Excite Bike, but like Wii graphics and like a shifted perspective. I didn't realize this was actually like it had new mechanics and shit. So, apologies for that. But yeah, it's a series that should come back. I mean, seriously, if anything, Tetris 99 just proved that people are into just like, quick pop them in downloadable games. I'm not saying we need Excite Bike 99 where it's a battle royale. taking place on
we
Excite
do.
Track.
Yeah.
That would be
Battle
kind of
Royale.
cool.
I'm saying we absolutely need that. Oh my
Roll it
God.
back. Just had the $1 million idea. Excite Bike
I mean,
99.
can you imagine like an Excite Bike game, but instead of 4 players on the track, you have 90?
No, I'm
Jesus
imagining
Christ.
a demolition derby kind of scenario with people on motorcycles, 99 people on motorcycles.
Yes, Excite Bike Cross Road Rash 99.
Yeah.
Dude.
Friends.
It would be fantastic, but no, I do apologize for taking a hard stance on this. I thought this was just, I didn't think this was anything but just a refresh of Excitebike. I'm glad to know that it actually was something more than that, and I'm sorry that there's nothing else after that, because it seems like there should be. Like, it seems like kind of thing Nintendo should just crank out every now and then, instead of making us play the original Excitebike, which... no offense, David. Maybe a slight hot take. The original Excitebike kind of sucks. Like, instead of making us play that over and over again, let's play new ones. Like, motorcycle racing is dope anytime. So, make some more. That's my stance on it. I support further Excite games.
David mentioned the original Excitebike going around the world, and all that happens is the palace change. And I never noticed that because I never got past the first level in that game.
Yeah, because I lost interest immediately. It's oh, my engine overheated. This game sucks. But anyway, man, David, anything else on the Excite series, or before we move on to the final game of the night?
I wish it would come back.
Yeah, exactly. It's been 10 years, man. Bring it the fuck back. So, Johnny, I'm excited now for our final game of the evening.
Game 5.
All right, so the player character from this game is stated to be the same character as previous games in the series in some U.S. promotional materials. However, in Japan, they made no such claim. In fact, the producers of the series claim that the character that you play as in this game is definitively a different character than the main character in the other games in the series. Oh, yeah, guys. Let's get it. Johnny says Mega Man X2, which is sadly incorrect. Jesse says Tetris 99, which I wish was the correct answer. And David has the correct answer, sans punctuation. It's Super Punch-Out. Yes, it is. You forgot the hyphen and the 2 exclamation points, David. Shame on you, sir.
Friends.
Yes. That's our punctuation correction sound.
That's
Jesus,
our everything sound.
Yeah, Goldman's a real stickler for these things. So yeah, Super Punch Out. Yeah, no, it's not a maybe you've heard of it. It's not that good. It's fine. Man, did you guys play much of this one, David? You're Mr. SNES. Did you play a lot of Super Punch Out?
You know, I when I finally got my Super Nintendo, this is one of the games that I got with it, and I remember sitting down being so excited to play it, and this game's different.
Yep, sure is. Right down to the character you play as. Who, I guess in US promo materials, they were like, well, nobody's going to want to play the game if you're not playing as Little Mac. We got to say it's Little Mac. It's like, he's a blonde guy, and like he's tan, and he doesn't weigh 107 pounds. He's a little thicker. It's like, I don't know, guys. Just fucking call him Little Mac.
He's Big Mac
Sure.
now.
Oh God, if they had gone with Big Mac and gotten a better tie-in, this game could have been way bigger. Or they could have just called him fucking Mac. You didn't even call him Little Mac, or like call him Mick. No, don't call him Mick.
Call him Mark? I don't know.
Mark.
Sure, why not? Jack.
Little Mark.
Little Jack. I mean, like, it could have been anybody, but it didn't need to be Little Mac because it doesn't look a fucking thing like Little Mac. And also, you'll notice there's a complete lack of Doc Lewis in this game.
I mean, that's the most like egregious thing. Like,
exactly. How are you gonna have Punch Out without without your fucking like trainer / just source of encouragement / only other like character who's on your side in the game? Like,
well, maybe he died like the dude in Rocky, and then Lil Mac had a midlife crisis and dyed his hair blonde and was like, "Fuck this, gonna use a lot of tanning spray, get a new look and go out on the circuit again and win one again for the dude."
Frankly, I'm disappointed there's not more crossover or like, intersection between the Rocky series and the Punch Out series. Like, it doesn't make any sense that there's not. Like, because, I mean, like, the jogging scene in the original Punch Out is clearly a ripoff of Rocky, except it takes place in New York instead of Philly. But, like, it's, jogging, I guess, I don't know, man. There's not a guy riding a bike in Rocky, because how would you ride up all those stairs? That would be absurd.
Excite bike.
Yeah, exactly. He changed lanes going up the stairs. Wow.
Change steps.
Yeah, Apollo Creed changed steps on his bike. But yeah, like, I'm kind of disappointed there's not more of a story to the Punch-Out games. Like, the story here is Little Mac boxes against larger men. The end. Like, I wish there was a campaign mode. Like, I wish there was anything. Like, I wish there was some more relationships between the characters. Like, I want to know what the characters think of Little Mac after they fucking fight him. Do they? It's like, wow, goddamn, that's impressive that a guy who's like 5'1" and weighs 107 pounds just knocked out me. The illustrious super macho man who is like 6'8", 350. Like, what an impressive small man he is. Like, or do they hate him? Like, like, what's the story here? Is he like a fucking, like is he magic in some way? I mean, how can he possibly compete against these men?
Yeah, there's obviously not a real weight limit going on because these dudes are gigantic. Like,
no one would license this fight. Like,
it's basically
underground boxing.
It's basically a video game of Rudy, just with boxing instead of football, but same basic idea.
Never-ending Rudy. Just somehow they keep letting him fight. Like, Rudy, you're gonna get rough the fuck up. I'm telling you, this Piston Honda, he's the largest Japanese man in history. Look at him.
Before every match, you have to go through a whole sequence of the crowd chanting, "Let him fight. Let him fight," and you can't skip it. You have to watch it every time.
And you have to like press a button. You have to mash the button to get the crowd going to let you fight. And if you don't mash it, you have to cheer. Yeah, if you don't mash it and you don't get like the spirit meter up, then you go home. It's just like, this fight is canceled. Nobody's into this. Nobody wants to watch this poor young man get his ass beat by Bear Hugger. This is going to be terrible. How on earth could you possibly have somebody commission this fight? And also, now that I think about it, why doesn't Doc Lewis take on more of a Don King role as things progress in this series? He needs the hair. He needs to be the promoter. Like, Little Mac needs a promoter. He doesn't talk, and he's the world's smallest boxer. You need a hype man there.
I like how we're talking about, like, how could they license these fights, with such great weight distance? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, in this game, he fights a kung fu master who literally kicks you in the face. Like, that's not legal in boxing at all.
Yeah, and see, that's the other thing. So maybe this game takes place in like Thailand or something, where it's more like kickboxing, or like maybe it's Brazil and it's like a Vale Tudo fight, like just no holds barred. But there's like Mario is famously the referee of the first game. I don't know who the referee is in Super Punch Out, but like they're going a little bit like off the rails on this one. Like, I think the Irish guy punches you with a punch glove on a rope. Like, they're pulling out all the dirty tricks. And see, that's why I would think that, like, the story of it being the story, quote unquote, you hear those air quotes again, the story of it being like a fight for like the world circuit would be just nonsense. It needs to be like Fight Club. It needs to be underground fighting. Like, it needs to be super dirty boxing, the game. Because these guys don't follow the rules. At one point you're fighting a clown.
Well, you mentioned Fight Club. Is it really that Mac?
Rules against clowns.
You mentioned it's like Fight Club. So is it that Mac is really just fighting himself the whole game? All these fighters are just his inner demons that he's battling.
That's why he doesn't look like he does in the first one, because it's some kind
or is
of
it
weird...
like a split situation, or like a 1408? Like, he's got all these fucking personalities that he's got to defeat.
Oh, man.
This Johnny, you might have just tapped the well. This is deep.
Yeah, John Cusack fighting all his demons.
So deep.
That would explain why, like, every character is just these, like, ridiculous stereotype, because it's his subconscious mind projecting and trying to overcompensate. It's like, I'm from the Bronx. I don't know what an Indian person is like. They must use magic and wear turbans, right?
Yeah. Oh, God,
I think we're putting more thought into this game than Nintendo did.
Quite frankly, now that David mentions the sheltered New York guy angle of it, I need to see the movie Super Punch Out, written by Academy Award-winning screenwriter Nick Vallelonga of Green Book. Quite frankly, it would be a fantastic idea. Like, I want to know what this Ginzo has to say about every fucking culture on Earth through the lens of an underdog boxing movie. Like, this is a great idea.
I mean, you brought this up before. Like, I am amazed that Nintendo is slowly trying to license out their like properties for movies. Like, there was a rumor about like Zelda coming to Netflix. We've got a Mario movie coming. It's like they're kind of like tipping out. Why have they not made a Punch Out movie? They've made how many Rockies? Like, all they have to do is make Rocky, but call it Punch Out. Done.
Right. I mean, seriously, like, Creed 2 just came out, and I think that's technically Rocky 8, and it made a fuckload of money. So,
who do you get to play King Hippo?
Oh, man. See,
Vincent D'Onofrio?
That's mean.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That no, he's like our modern day Marlon Brando, man. Like, it makes sense.
Come on, man. He would make him so cool.
See, I was thinking more like a big black guy, like Faison Love, Big Worm. Like, that'd be a dope fucking that'd be a dope role.
Or that King Hippo is like from the South Pacific, they should probably get like a famous Samoan actor, just like some big honking Samoan guy to come in.
Oh man, Samoa Joe.
I was actually going to say just get E Honda from the fucking Street Fighter movie, Peter Tuiasopo. He would be fucking fantastic as King Hippo. It's not a hard role to play if you're comfortable with your shirt off and just being a big fat guy and having a Band-Aid over, like having a very obvious weak point on your stomach. but yeah, oh man, like that's what we need to do. Our next just Patreon exclusive nonsense cast is casting the Punch Out movie.
Oh man,
I would just take
Jesus.
any Rocky movie and just dub it. So instead of Rocky, it's Little Mac.
Anytime they say Rocky, Mackie. No, damn it, we left the E in there. Yeah, it's over, Mac.
Just redub a Rocky movie, but with Punch Out sounds. Like, I don't understand. Why does his trainer sound like a black guy? He's clearly a little old white man.
No, I love the idea
It's
of
Burgess fucking Meredith. He sounds so soulful.
every punch sound effect is just.
Oh, dude, that's got to be somewhere on YouTube. Is all the climactic fights from Rocky movies dubbed with Punch Out sound effects. Ooh, 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 woo, woo, woo. It's got to be there.
I'm still laughing about Burgess Meredith in the corner just reaching over. Hey, Mac, baby, listen here.
Join the Nintendo Fun Club, Mac.
What
was that?
Yeah, wait. The whole movie is just an excuse to get you to subscribe to Nintendo Power. That's all it is.
Oh, they should have made this by now. It would have been fucking phenomenal. But no, seriously, I mean, Punch Out boxing is about as accurate to boxing as Rocky and Creed style boxing. So why not make it? No boxing movie ever really gets boxing right, because boxing itself is actually pretty fucking boring. So make it this kind of boxing. Make a fucking movie. It's good. But yeah, man, Super Punch Out. I just wanted to pick a game that had a fun soundtrack full of short songs, and I feel like this one goes against the grain of normal SNES soundtracks. It's very metally and kind of tinny. It almost sounds Sega Genesis-y, but it's not as smooth as some of the other soundtracks, which works because this is not a smooth game. It's it looks nice, it plays fine, but it's raw, man. It's street boxing. And I really just wanted to pick a sequel that didn't have a number on it, that was only a sequel because they added the word super, because I feel like that was just there was a time. Nintendo used to be the kind of company where you made a sequel and it was Super Punch Out, and then on the next system it was Punch Out 64. What happened to the games, the game systems that were in themselves it signified a sequel? Did they ever, Punch Out for the Wii came out and they didn't call it Punch Out Wii. They just called it Punch Out, and everybody called it Punch Out Wii because it made sense. We need to get back. Nintendo needs to bust out the buzzwords again. Super is such a good fucking word to let you know, oh yeah, this is a fucking sequel here, bro. You like Punch Out? Super Punch Out. What do you say to that? It's like Punch Out, but it's super. So, done deal. Oh, you like Super Punch Out? How about Punch Out 64? It's it's a thing we didn't make, but I'm telling you, it's got polygons. You thought Paul looked good in sprite graphics? He doesn't look good because we can't make a round shape on this game, but I'm telling you, Punch Out 64, it's going to be great. Join the Nintendo Fun Club, Mac.
I really want a Punch Out 64 that basically just looks like, POV Virtua Fighter.
Dude, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Just boxing, literal boxing, because it's a box. But yeah, so they should make that. Punch Out 64, coming soon as a downloadable title for Switch. Should happen. And yeah, man, Super Punch Out, it's fun. It's one that I need to revisit more. I've got the SNES Classic. It's just raring to go, but I don't know it like the back of my hand like I do the old Punch Out. So it's not not the kind of thing that I boot up as often. I don't have the same fondness for it because it's fine, but I don't know, man. There's no Mike Tyson. It looks too good. It's a little too smooth. I can't read the animations as well as I could in the original one. I don't know. I think it's a game that warrants a revisit for one of Jesse's videos. Jesse, he's terrible at certain games. I'm 100% certain that I'm terrible at Super Punch Out. I can probably do some minor circuit, but after that I'm in trouble, man. So yeah, I think we need some Super Punch Out video content. And then, Johnny can get working on the, dubbing the Rocky movies. We can do additional Patreon commentaries where all we do is, hit soundboard sounds during Rocky movies. So, let's work on all these things. It'll be great. But in the meantime, I think, Johnny, it's time to send it over to the calculating computer.
All right.
Calculating computer activated. Beeps.
As John's trivia said, a diddling scandal.
Oops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Regan.
No way.
How?
Well,
That's impressive.
David won last week, and he has the most points, so he can't win again. It's a tie between the rest of us, and I feel like I just haven't won in a while, so I win tonight.
It feels right, John.
Mm-hmm.
It feels right.
Mm-hmm.
So, well observed, keeper of the score. Thank you, calculating computer, for that result. And Johnny, you've got it, man. It's your time. What is the theme for next week's episode?
Well, we have a great new sound on our soundboard.
Friends.
And I think it'd be great to celebrate that sound by playing... next week's theme should be games with friends. And you can interpret that however you want. Is it a game that you play with a friend? Is it a game where you have a character that's a friend, as part of the story? Whatever feels right. I'm not going to make you have to justify it, or maybe I will. Maybe I'll tell you that you did not pick the theme. Just be a dick about it.
Yeah, he's going to issue those challenges as soon as the songs start. Like, nope, that's a one-player game, and I know it. Yeah, that ain't no friend game.
I'm all ready to have my choice. It's like, I don't even have to justify this. All right, justify it. Fuck, I did not come prepared.
Yeah. So
Turn on the justification computer.
a new week, a new twist. Next week, instead of giving me trivia, you give me justification.
Next week, John Regan becomes the arbiter of friendship.
Friendship.
You have to tell Johnny if you're his friend. It's going to be a good one. I like that because it's so games where maybe you got some good friends in the plot. Maybe it's a game that you've played with some friends in the past. Fantastic multiplayer experience. It's a game all about friends. Maybe it's one of the later Mortal Kombat games, or shit. They discontinued friendships after like the third one, didn't they?
I think
But
so.
games with friends.
Yeah.
I like it. I can't wait to download my apps, and you are getting all the music from Words with Friends, you idiot.
Yeah.
You never. That takes me back. Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
the
no.
TV show Friends has a game.
God. Oh, that is the
Oh.
only thing that
Jesse, God bless you if you find that.
Oh fuck! I can't.
The one where
even
you have to
with-
collect 5,000 coins.
Yeah, the one where we made a point and click adventure game, and oh god, no. That I can't even with the mere concept of a fucking game based on the sitcom Friends. That
God.
would be the worst fucking thing possible. But anyway, games with friends next week on Game That Tune. Fantastic fucking theme. Thank you, John, for that. And thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been a great show. A lot of fun. Thank you to our live viewers. We're live every Wednesday night, and we hope you join us. We're on youtube.com/GameThatTune, facebook.com/GameThatTune, and twitch.tv/GameThatTune. We got some great viewership tonight. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you to everybody chatting along live with us. Go to GameThatTune.com. Find our Discord server. Join us there for live chat. We appreciate the chatter in the chat room. Thank you for checking us. Thank you for checking us out in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Wednesday mornings in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. So we really appreciate you checking us out there. And thank you to everybody that checks out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's our home for fun exclusives. We've always got awesome stuff in the works. We just published, let's see, as of this recording, it's the end of February. So it's new Patreon day. Jesse just had a new episode of Covered Up featuring the One-Ups. I just put out a new episode of GTT Gems featuring music from 30, 20, 10 years ago for all of the Februaries. And it's a lot of fun. And we've always got fun stuff in the works. We got mixtapes. We got, our fucking movie commentaries. We got another one of those coming up here in a couple of weeks. You can watch along live with us when we do Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, March for
And,
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh God, get ready, man. It's gonna be really fucking something. So yeah, join us at patreon.com/game that tune. Throw us a couple of bucks to help us keep the lights on and keep our YouTube stream going. We'd really appreciate it. Special thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, and Andrew Oliver. Wait, not Andrew Oliver. He's not a fucking super fan anymore.
Oh,
Alex
no.
Messenger, Lance Revere, and Damian Beckles. You guys are all fantastic. And
Andrew's
yeah,
so
man,
cool.
Andrew's great. He's just not a Patreon fan anymore. I gotta edit that out. Thank you for our request tonight. Thank you, Dire Crow, for the request. He hit us up in the Discord server. We're taking constant requests there. But you can also hit us up via email, gamethattune@gmail.com. You can find us on our Facebook, or you can find us at Twitter at gamethattune. Or you can find us individually on Twitter. I'm there at jgangsta187. You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find John Regan, I'm as surprised as anybody to be saying this week's winner, on Twitter at
JP Regan Jr.
Hell yeah, my man. So, Johnny, you got bonus tunes because I assume you anticipated this win. So take us home, man. What do you got?
So I went ahead and picked a game where you and your friends have to get together at the end of the game and defeat chaos. That's right. This is from Sonic Adventure. No, I'm just kidding. I picked a game where you actually rescue your friends. VVVV. Oh, God, fuck, it's 6 V's. VVVVVV. This is Positive Force from V6 Times.
Good job, John. Peace out, everybody. Outrun 2019 is copyright 1993 Sega Games Company Limited. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is copyright 2004 Intelligent Systems and Nintendo. Super Monkey Ball 2 is copyright 2002 Sega Games Company Limited. Excite Bike World Rally is copyright 2009 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Super Punch Out is copyright 1994 Nintendo of America Incorporated.